Hello everybody, Ryan here at the Anchorage House of Hobbies, here for another House of Hobbies how-to. Today we're going to talk about some basic train and locomotive maintenance. When you run your train frequently, it builds up carbon that needs to be cleaned off much more frequently and much quicker than most people realize. And we get this question a lot, especially during the holidays when people run their trains all holiday season and then they put them away and then they get them back out the next year and their trains aren't working as well as they thought they should. And it usually just needs a little bit of maintenance. So we're gonna go into cleaning the track and cleaning the locomotive wheels. So what's happening is as the wheels are rotating and the power is connecting and disconnecting perpetually on the track, that connection and disconnection causes a buildup of carbon. The quintessential Lionel sparking train, that's what's happening. And it builds up carbon on the wheels and on the track. So this train hasn't been running for too terribly long, but there's already a carbon buildup. And as that carbon builds up, it prevents the electricity from flowing. It becomes resistance. And so your locomotive runs jerkily. Don't know if that's a real word. Or doesn't run at all because the power just can't flow properly. So the most important thing is to regularly clean off your track. And if you run it often and clean it often, really all you need to do is wipe it down. Some alcohol and a rag is an excellent way to do that. Some denatured alcohol is great. We use this electric motor spray. It's basically aerosol alcohol. And wipe it down. If you run your train for 3 or 4 hours a day during the holidays, then it's going to build up really fast. And if you don't clean it in 2 months, it gets really bad. If you don't clean it regularly, this can become hardened, and that requires a little bit more stringent cleaner. So this Bright Boy, it's an abrasive eraser. You don't really want to use sandpaper or steel wool because that can really damage your tracks. But if the buildup is on there for a long time, sometimes you just need to go in there and polish it up. We just cleaned this track. It's fairly new, so we don't need to do that on this track right now. But Bright Boy is a very handy tool to have. Now for the locomotive, this one hasn't been cleaned in a while, but it's not all that bad. If you look really closely, sometimes you'll have big buildups on your wheels. Let's see here, these rear ones are not great. You want them to be nice and shiny. And there are a few ways to do that. You would think just clean it off, but you can't get the wheels to rotate, so you can only clean the spot that's there. And it's not easy to put it down, get it to rotate, clean it, put it down, get it to rotate, clean it. So we have a few different cleaning tools for doing the wheels of locomotives. The Speedy Cleaner is what we use the most. It's very simple. You clip onto the track, power up your track, and then the brass brush powers the wheels, set them on there, and it runs the locomotive and you clean the wheels at the same time. The Tricks Cleaner, this is an HO gauge one. It sets on the track, picks the power up through it, and cleans the same way the Speedy Cleaner does. And your locomotive sits on top and runs and cleans itself. This one can be used in HO, N, and O gauge. The Woodland Scenics Tidy Track, this, similar to the Tricks, will sit on the track and pick up power there using these clips. And locomotive sits on there, powers it. it has felt, and with that you use more alcohol. So the Tidy Track is good for more regular maintenance, where the Tricks and the Katy are good for cleaning up old, heavy buildup. So I'll show you how this works. The third wire on this is for O gauge. All right, power up our train. And now this is live. There, much better. Hopefully you can see it well. So, clean all of them. Gonna lean into it. You gotta keep the center divider between the wheels so that the power runs through the circuit and through the wheels properly. You don't short it out. And that's how you use that. I'll show you how to use the Tidy Track. So it doesn't matter which rail you hook the clips to. And then spray some alcohol on that. Be helpful if I had a tube. There is a tube attached to that. Okay. And that polishes them up. You can see the black marks that it left cleaning off the carbon. And the last bit of simple maintenance is lubing the drivetrain, the gears on the locomotive. And it just takes a little bit of grease or oil. And then while it's running, it will work that in there. All right. So that is some basic model train maintenance. Very simple. Doesn't take long, isn't expensive, and it will keep your trains running for a very, very long time, and you probably don't need new parts. You just need to clean them. So, thanks for tuning in for another House of Hobbies how-to. This is Ryan. Have fun.